I've been wandering along in the outskirts of Bologna for probably about an hour now, and I mean, look at it, right? But I actually came out here with the intention of doing my daily journaling outside with a view. So I figured, why not actually just talk about journaling and what it's done for me on this trip and how it's just good for your mental health and wellness in general. Back when I was home, I always used to journal, not that often, like semi-frequently, and it would always be digitally. Like I would always be typing out my thoughts in Evernote. And it was never really anything thought out. It was just, I called it stream of consciousness journaling, where I would just talk about whatever was on my mind. And it was a good start. It was a good intro into the world of journaling and getting into that meditative practice. But as I mentioned in a previous video, a friend, Chelsea, gave me this journal right before I left, like the night before I left. So that took a little bit of scrambling and repacking and all of that. But I think that it's one of the most important things in my backpack today, because it is my, I don't want to say like memoirs, but it's where I can record the details of my day-to-day trip and not have to worry about forgetting them. Because I don't know about you, but my memory sucks. It helps me jot down the important things that happened to me that day, what I was thinking about, what I was worried about. I immediately got into the practice of writing down in my journal every day. And it started off as I was just recording the things that I did that day. And then over time, I started to think that, maybe I should start writing things a little deeper, like, what sort of things I was concerned about, what my thoughts were about ongoing travel, where I wanted to go next, what I wanted to do with my life, some of the fears that I had, some of the things that were bothering me. And through writing those, it became a very cathartic experience. And that's what I think most people need to know about journaling in general, is that it's not just recording your day, it's almost giving your brain training wheels. So in the act of writing everything out, you're giving yourself the ability to work through things that are bothering you or that are on your mind. So if I'm ever having a problem and I can't seem to get through it just mentally, then I will write it out in my journal. Just by writing it out and then rereading the entry the next day, I'll be able to start working through those issues, whatever it might be. So I'd say that is the first thing that people should think about, is that journaling is not just writing down like, "Dear diary, today I had a ham sandwich and I had 2 coffees and I went to bed," because that's not what it is. It should be a little deeper than that. Also, I think the benefit of journaling for me is during this trip, I'm able to track how I'm feeling over time. So in the beginning of my trip, I was obviously very nervous, very frightened, all of this stuff, just because this was all completely new. It was all just a culture shock. So I'm able to look back at that now and feel pride based on how far I've come and how much progress I've made. And now, with what I'm writing down now and the things that I'm dealing with, I'll be able to look back at that in the future, in a couple months from now, and be like, wow, some of the things he was going through, like for instance, the fact that right now I'm kind of tired and feeling like I don't necessarily want to go on. Like I want to just kind of settle down for a while. I know that that's like a temporary thing. And because I can already feel that I'm just starting to get antsy just with staying in this Airbnb for a couple days. But, I'll know a couple months from now that I'll be looking back on here, or on this time, in this moment, and being like, well, I get it, but we got through it. So now it's on to the next thing. And it's just progressively improving yourself over time. So I think that's another thing too, is you're able to just track your progress. Journaling has given me a routine, like something that I can do on a day-to-day basis. When you're traveling every other day and you're meeting new people every day and you're in new locations every other day, then it's very difficult to feel like you have any structure or any sort of control over your life, because it's all just go, 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 go. So when you have a routine, which I have a couple things in my routine, such as taking a cold shower in the morning, doing 5 to 10 minutes of yoga, about 10 minutes of calisthenic workouts, 5 minutes of meditation, and then journaling. Those start to give you that bedrock that helps give you mental comfort when you're on the road and everything else is in a state of flux. So it also gives you, I don't want to say a sense of purpose necessarily, but it makes you feel like you're doing something productive on top of just traveling and experiencing new cultures and new things. The last main reason why I journal is just so I can go back through and be nostalgic. I can go and flip through my journal and remind myself on what someone's name was if I forgot it, because that happens all the time. I'm able to go through and relive all of those experiences that I had because they seem so far away. Even though, for instance, I was in Scotland about a month ago. I left Scotland a month ago, and it feels like 6 months ago, just because things are happening at such a rapid pace, and there's always a new experience. There's always something to just capture your attention that it's almost like you don't have a chance to commit it to memory. So that's what journaling does, is it helps solidify those memories so you can come back to them later, because it's so difficult to reflect on everything that's happened to you over time. So I think what I'm trying to say is you should journal. And I'm actually going to include a link in the bio. I have nothing to do with this company, but my sister sent me a link for this journal company, and they make handmade journals very similar to the one that Chelsea gave me. I found that when I have a journal that's very aesthetically pleasing, like it feels good, that the pages feel good, it's fun to write on, that I'm that much more likely to stick to the habit of journaling because it brings me joy, however that one chick says it. So I would look into it. I cannot say enough about the positive mental benefits of journaling, and I'm going to actually write in my journal right now on that table. I'm going to enjoy this gorgeous view, and I'm going to hike back down to the supermarket, buy some wine, cook some dinner, and enjoy life. And I hope you do the same. I'll see you guys in the next video.